What was last night?
Last night, Craigslist car scams
Yes.
they've graduated, and I used the analogy of the evolution of the caveman last night to a new payment method, eBay gift cards.
Who would
Uh,
buy into this? No pun intended,
they,
no play on words.
they shouldn't, but Craigslist we have evidence that Craigslist car sales scams artists have been successful at this because of the branding and the brand integrity of eBay, or in some cases Amazon. And then they use the ruse of an email after you've inquired about the so-called car sale on Craigslist, which is fake to start with. There is no truck or car for sale. And they use the guys that I'm stationed in the military at some base someplace. I have the vehicle, but I can ship it to you. But I need all the money up front, and I need you to send it to me via $500 eBay gift cards. And the reason why they're using the gift cards is it's a way to essentially launder your payment. You spend the money, send the eBay cards thinking you have a secure payment to get this vehicle, which you've never seen. And what you end up doing is you're just sending them free gift cards that you have financed.
Now,
and they'll just sell those, or they'll redeem them for merchandise.
who in their right thinking mind would buy into this concept to, first of all, send anybody anything via the mail, much less gift cards from eBay? Is it older folk, or is it those that are not overly encumbered with cerebral power?
Well, let's put it this way: the family I profiled from Wynn, Arkansas, who was working on this, the mother's a banker, or she's a bank teller. She did not.
Former.
Well, no, they did not fall for it. They did not fall for it, but they were so excited about the prospect of this vehicle, which was too good to be true, that she went the distance getting the invoice. And then when she saw the gift card thing, she's like, maybe I ought to call eBay, which is what she did. And she contacted eBay, and eBay said, no, do not do that. But that was my latest thing.
So, in summary, this is not a good idea.
No, what I was saying last night is
yourself.
that payment scams under the guise of car sale scams on social networks, they've evolved from wire transfers to Walmart green dots to preloaded debit cards. Much like the evolution of the caveman, but it's still a caveman.
Yeah, right.
They're just using these gift cards now because of the brand integrity of eBay, and also because of their ability to launder your cash.
So don't buy into this is
No.
the point.
No.
Andy Wise is here. Let's discuss, because this story, I had it earlier this week, the Ticketmaster charges and refunds, and this has been in discussion for a long time. The additional charges and the fundage added on to buying a ticket for a concert or a sporting event. And when you question it, you usually got yelled at. How dare you question?
Right. We're Ticketmaster.
We are Ticketmaster. And turns out at the end of this run that this thing was a bit of a problem. And what has been the end result?
Right, Ticketmaster's essentially agreed to a class action settlement without admitting any wrongdoing. That there were unnecessary, unfair, and deceptive fees attached to ticket purchases.
Who finally called them on this and won?
It was multiple law firms, and multiple plaintiffs from across the country. That doesn't even matter anymore. What matters is that there's a class action settlement that now most people who have Ticketmaster accounts can expect to see some sort of discount codes, no matter how small they are. A woman we profiled from Blytheville, Arkansas, when I did that story, major concert goer. In fact, when we interviewed her, we laid out the tickets from since 2011, where it was like doing a puzzle on her kitchen table. She ended up getting not only almost $50 in code discounts toward future purchases, but she also got a pair of tickets for free to 3 upcoming events of 3 of her favorite artists. So it's definitely a class action settlement that's worth checking into if you're a Ticketmaster
So that was a
account.
compensation, or they just acquiesced to her pressure, or does everybody who pushes the point get something back like that?
Well, Ticketmaster account holders don't have to do anything. The codes will automatically show up in your account, applicable to future purchases or to specific events based on where you qualify, based on what tickets you bought over the class action settlement period, which
So
goes
is
back
this
to
company
2001.
in business still, or have they been?
Yes, they're still in business.
Oh, okay. You don't hear about them the same way you used to.
No.
There are other people in the same game who are not maybe doing all these added-on fees.
Well, it's because it's also, you got the third-party ticket sellers, the StubHubs of the world too, which.
So these class action suits do, on occasion, come to something, because
Yes.
on television they are endless. It's usually over pills, or so. But these things do come to pass at some point,
Right.
And folks get their money back.
And this
or something.
Ticketmaster one is certainly a legitimate one, and we have people right here in the Mid-South who have benefited from it.
Okay. Andy Wise is here. What else is top of mind? The airbag situation was an
Yeah.
ongoing, long-running discussion with you, and this, I guess, has come to pass. And
No, it's getting
still
worse.
pending?
It's getting
Oh,
worse.
goody.
If you're talking about the Takata airbags,
Yes.
yeah. Next Wednesday, July 27th, we'll be airing a story that I'm in production on right now, where as we've reported as early as May, the Takata airbag recall continues to expand. It was already the largest automotive recall in history.
And covers many brand names.
A dozen
many cars.
manufacturers. By 2019, some 70 million vehicles will be recalled. It's almost a question of whether you don't have the airbag, whether you do.
Right.
It's the exception if you don't have the airbag. But it's become so massive, and manufacturers have fallen so far behind in keeping up with demand of replacement airbags, that we are finding used car dealers here in Memphis who are still selling the cars knowing that the Takata airbag's in them, and not disclosing that to the
What is the non-functional part? They just don't activate?
the Takata airbag is going through a rolling recall based on regions, based on humidity, and based on temperature situations and climate conditions. Under certain climate conditions, humidity, temperature, the airbag can possibly spontaneously combust, and the housing inside the airbag, the material inside the airbag housing, can splinter and spew shrapnel. It's killed 10 people, and it's injured more than 100. So it's definitely something that's to the point where there are some Mid-South dealerships who have adopted policies to ground any used vehicle on their lot that has a Takata airbag that has not had the airbag replaced. A good example is City Auto, for example. Their policy is they double and triple check every airbag, every recall on every car on their sales inventory, particularly for the Takata airbag. And if the Takata airbag's still on there and they haven't been able to get a replacement bag, they ground it, no matter how long it takes to get the replacement. And in some cases, these cars sit on the lot unsellable for as long as 8 or 9 months because of the backlog. So using City Auto's example, that's 15% of their inventory. It's a $3 to $4 million loss. But they don't want to put customers' lives at risk, and they certainly don't want to risk the liability.
What is the end game for this on the grand scale that it seems to be at now with that many these cars in question? Good Lord.
Well, it's the death of Takata, certainly.
Yeah.
But I think you will find that there's going to be pressure on Congress to change the Federal Motor Safety Act, because the Federal Motor Safety Act of 1966 prohibits dealers from selling new vehicles with known safety defects that have been issued stop orders either by their manufacturers or by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. But there is no prohibition at all on dealerships to sell used cars with the same defects, which is why we're finding Mid-South dealers selling knowingly used cars that still have the Takata airbag that hasn't been replaced yet. NHTSA says it's tried to lobby Congress to prohibit that on used cars to no avail.
Well, Congress will by all means fix this,
Well,
because they're very effective.
no one expects that. But what we're hoping to accomplish by the story is with the
awareness.
And then with the My Carfax app on your phone, which is free, you can go on any lot or in your garage and scan the VIN barcode on your car to see, and it'll pull up every single recall that's ever been on that car and whether it's still outstanding or not, including the Takata airbag recall. And that's how I sent secret shoppers undercover to several dealerships, and that's what you'll see Wednesday night coming up.
Very effective.
And that's what they're doing. They're opening doors, they're scanning VIN numbers, and we're finding cars with the Takata
So
airbag.
it's that simple to
It's
find
that simple to
that
do.
fault.
And I'll actually walk you through how to use it.
Very, very nice. Andy Wise is our guest. He's from Channel 5. He is their chief consumer investigator and looking at all kind of things. What do you have coming up that you can discuss and tease for the late part of summer here.
Well, the airbag thing is the big deal.
That's pretty big.
and-
70 million vehicles.
Right, and I'm also advocating for a business in Southeast. I'm not at liberty to say who they are yet, but someone keeps dumping tires on their property, and we
Wes, stop it.
think Wes, stop doing that. And we think we know who they are.
Like volume, like tons of them.
Torn, it left, the used, damaged tires, and it's an illegal dump on someone's private property.
Right.
And just as interesting as who we think is doing it is how the state and local regulators who are responsible and who encourage you to report this kind of thing to them won't do anything about it. So that's something we're working on, to try to see if we can find out how two levels of state government will not assist a private business in taking care of something that's
Aren't there
clearly
appropriate
illegal.
places to do that kind of disposal?
Yeah,
Is it some kind of vendetta?
we don't know yet. But I'm sorry I have to be so vague about that.
No.
one.
It's fine. It just makes it that much more
Yeah,
interesting.
so
I'll be tuning in now. Well, yeah, that just sounds like somebody just being mean and stupid. Okay, well, there's never a dull moment, eh?
No, it's, like I say, as long as there's sin, I got job security.
Well, you're going to have a job for a long time. Hey, it's good to see you as always.
Thank you.
And thank you for
Good
the
to see
work
you
that
as
you
well.
do. And we will see you on television sometime, somewhere on Channel 5, the NBC affiliate, WMC TV Action News 5.
And social media.
Yeah, where? On the
Andy
Facebook?
Wise, at AndyWise5 on Twitter, Facebook.com, AndyWise, WMC Action News 5, Instagram, at AndyWise5.
You're everywhere. Thank you, sir. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks.